Hello Nippies, welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, hi, hello, I'm Nips, a freelance artist. And today we are going to be going over some animations. Yes, you heard right. I started animating, and because I started animating, you're not allowed to make fun of me. Okay, glad we got that out of the way. And we're going to be animating some of my characters from my 18+ comic, OFFcell, right here. Look at my sticker. OFFcell. This is Pim from my comic OFFcell as well. It is 18+, so please police yourself. I'll put the links of the socials and the website where you can read it down below. And yeah, so I've been having a lot of fun animating my characters. I'm now working on the comic full time, which is also super exciting because the animations are a little bit hard to show in the process. What I'll do is I'll go through the drawings and the animations on the iPad. I'll play the animation a couple times on stream. There's going to be several that we're going to go over. I'll put some timestamps and stuff so it's easy to navigate which one I'm doing, and then I'll just go over the file directly on Procreate. There's no super fancy animation, so hopefully this video will not be too long. Famous last words. So yeah, if you are interested in watching that, keep watching and hopefully you guys enjoy. All right, the first animation is going to be of my character, Pim. And I really wanted to use him because he just has such a nice smile, and I thought he would be a good subject for trying kind of like a simple, very simple head turn and maybe attempt some color and just kind of see where that goes. This is what it looks like. I'll let it play a couple times. So you'll see that it's just very basic keyframes. It's not really that smooth, and just like I said, very simple. So the thing with this is that I had tried animation like maybe once or twice before a couple years ago, and I recently just started getting into it because I discovered the Procreate Animation Assist feature. And for those of you that don't know what that is, you can come here to your canvas and you've got this lovely animation assist over here, and it'll give you these frames down here. Now, mind you, I watched some tutorials, but I'm still by no means a very well versed on how this goes. Not only that, but I'm a very new animator, so veteran animators in the comments, feel free to give me some tips, tell me what you think, and all of that jazz. So there's a lot of cool things to be had with Procreate animation. I know there are some other apps that I have installed that some animators recommended to me. It was called Rough Animator, and I still haven't tried that one too much. Also, the way I've been starting to animate is kind of getting a feeling for seeing things moving, how long frames take, and just kind of like the general gist of it. So a lot of the animations you will see today are basically just like keyframes at a very low frame rate, and they're just really sketchy. So just keep that in mind. I do want to make a bigger animation with more like focus on flow, but for now it's really just kind of getting the hang of like feeling things moving. So for this one, the way I started was I just made sketches. So you'll see here that the way, obviously this is not a Procreate Animation Assist tool tutorial by any means. There are a lot of really good ones on there, on YouTube here, so I would definitely suggest you look those up instead. But anyway, this is just from my understanding of how this works, and there's still a lot that I have to discover, so all with a grain of salt. So I learned that your frames can be grouped in folders, and I learned that you can have a background layer here if you set it to background like I have it set here. And at first I didn't understand how to get line art and color all in one frame. Of course, put it in a group. Why didn't I think of that? And so I'm gonna go ahead here. I've been having this thing where it glitches, where I hide my other layers, and for some reason it doesn't work. So hopefully, now that I'm filming this video, maybe it'll work. You'll see it with the Saskia one once we get there. Yo, my nails look so good. All right, let's see if this works, okay? I hit all the line art and see, we have 2 empty frames here, so hopefully it's gonna look a little bit weird there, but just pretend they're not there. There you go. So this is pretty much the original sketch, I did like keyframes. So from my understanding, keyframes will be like, okay, we've got the side one, we've got the turning, and then we've got like the end, you know? And then you kind of like fill them in between. And obviously these are really rudimentary, so like I could just keep going and keep adding like layers and layers in between and make it super smooth, which is what I intend to start doing now that I kind of have a better understanding of like things moving and just kind of, it's not just seeing your characters move, but it's the fact that you were the one that made them move is the most surreal feeling in the world. I don't know if this is what it's like to be an animator. Animators, tell me down below, because if it is, this is amazing. I love this feeling. I'm honestly really addicted. So anyway, so this was like the sketch, and then I went in and just added all the lines. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing. Thank God that this one doesn't have that many layers, but once we get to the other ones, I might not be able to do this, so here we go. Let's see how that looks. There we go, those are the lines. And you'll see that the lines have like this pinkish kind of tint. So I realized that just like we have a background, you can also have a foreground here. So you can set a layer here to foreground. So if you really wanted to have like an overlay layer like this one, or have something permanently in the front or whatever, then this is your go-to layer. So yeah, so this was one of the first ones. This is where I really started to get addicted to animating. So we're gonna go over some other animations that start to get a little bit more intricate as they go on. So I'm gonna try and go in order so you can see kind of the evolution. So this next animation is going to be Anya and Pinko. I absolutely love these two. They're like one of my favorite pairings in the comic. They are just so cute. He's a tsundere and they're really fun. Their interactions are super fun to draw. And I really wanted to do something short and sweet. This animation, kind of the goal was to include two people. I thought that maybe I was in over my head for a bit, and I actually really like how this one turned out. You'll notice that there's some blue here. I actually merged the sketch layers on this one. So I'm gonna go ahead, play the animation first, and then we'll go over it. Look how cute. Look at that kiss. Squish, look at that squish. I really like this one a lot. So this one is just a sketch, so there's no like line art or color or anything. I'm still like experimenting at this point. So with this one, unfortunately, because I knew it was gonna stay a sketch, you'll see these blue under sketches were basically my keyframes. And what I did was, because I knew it was a sketch, I just went over them on the same layer. So I just kind of did this weird merge erase, and I kind of liked how it looked. So I left it blue, and it kind of turned out really messy. So I can't separate it, but I actually really enjoyed this one. Just two people, two characters interacting. And at this point, I think one of the things I had to learn with one of the future animations that you're gonna see, which I'm really proud of, and I really wanna clean that one up, is that I need to understand how to animate things that are moving at different speeds. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining myself correctly, but for example, if she's coming in rather quickly and like his shoulders are moving slow or something like that. So right now, everything's kind of moving at the same pace. Kind of, you know, hopefully I start blurring things, like doing that in between, like those in betweens with like the motion lines in a future animation. So we'll get to that soon. But I really like how this one came out. I just see them all and I really want to finish them, but there's only so much time. So that's how this one came out, and we're gonna move on to the next one. Next one is Anya and Jago. Now this one, I actually have not posted anywhere yet because it's not done. And I'm honestly not quite sure if I like it or not. Jago's proportions are kind of off and his face is kind of off, but it was done so fast that I was like, fuck, I have to finish it. I kind of like multiplied his body, so I didn't want to redo it multiple times or copy paste it. So I started adding color, and then you'll see here that I never finished adding the color. So hopefully one day I'll finish adding the color and I'll post it. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like right now, even with the unfinished color. So you'll see she just like comes in, pops in, makes him smile because Jago rarely smiles. Just supposed to be kind of like cute, poking fun. The one thing I actually do not like about this one is like, it doesn't feel like her moving in, like it doesn't feel smooth, like the proportions feel kind of weird. And even with keyframes, like the other ones, even though there were just keyframes, it still looked more charming and it flowed in this weird way. This one feels kind of blocky and it doesn't feel like it flows as much. So I think that's one thing I really don't like about this one. I still think it's cute. For this one, I did the same thing. I, in fact, think I might like some of the sketches more. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do that really quick. So what I'm doing now is just putting up the opacity on all the sketches. I feel like the sketches have so much movement that I think that's my problem, is that the sketches really brought out the movement and the vibe. And it's kind of the same thing for still pictures. You know how sometimes you'll do a sketch layer and you just can't get the energy of the sketch in your line art? I feel like that's kind of how this one turned out. All right, let's see how the sketch works. Let's see. This is what it looks like. Ooh. I don't know why this one just feels so much more charming. I feel like maybe it's because it's a circle and the body isn't as stiff. I feel like it just goes nicer. And her head doesn't move in. So it's like funnier because she's just standing there. And I think me moving her head forward like that with the lines just didn't look as smooth as I thought it was gonna look. So I think that might be my issue with this one. But in general, still very cute. Had a lot of fun. Maybe one day I'll finish it and post it. So I don't know. Anyway. On to the next one. Alvin and Jago. Now, this animation, together with the next one, and I'm showing you guys in order so you guys can see my like mental process and hopefully improvement, because this one and the next one I'm pretty proud of. I'm very proud of these. All right, maybe they're not hot shit, all right? Don't eat me in the comments, but I'm very proud of this one. And I really want to clean this one up and do something cute. So this one, they're at the time of the comic right now, they work in the library and there's a lot of books, obviously. Alvin, TLDR, has a crush on Jago. So that's kind of the setting for this. So let's watch it. So he's breathing here. Alvin looks at him, admires him, gets caught, and then hides his face in a book. And I just really like, it still came out kind of shoddy. You'll see like the book fall here. Like I tried to make it, I just gave up after a while. Maybe if I clean it up, I'll fix it. It looks a little like awkward, but you'll see like the speed here. The breathing I'm also pretty proud of. Like you'll see like the 1, 2, 3, and then he looks over and goes 1, you know, and then the mouth breathing as well over here. And then also the speed with which he goes in and like the motion, like movement here of the arm and the book for a frame or two so that it looks like rushed into his face. I feel like some of these might be a little bit rushed. I like some of the expressions that he has on his face as well. But like I said, a lot of these are just like keyframes, like very basic keyframes and stuff. So you see how like this is the one for one frame, you get this so that you can get like, so it looks like that. Looks like he's actually rushing into the book and the book is rushing to him. And then this one, I really had a hard time. I'll definitely have to figure it out for later, like really. And this is what I was talking about earlier, where his head is coming up at a different speed than the book is falling down. Probably for you veteran animators sounds like a simple concept, but like I'm just starting and that like concept to me is so difficult, where I've been animating everything at like the same pace, that this animation was the one where like I actively tried to pay attention to like the different speeds of certain things. So like the speed of the breathing, the opening the mouth, like the book falling, but like the head coming up slower. You guys make it look so easy. Now I understand. Well, not now, not yet, actually. I will truly understand maybe later. Right now, I'm just seeing the tip of the iceberg on why people say that animating is death, but when you see it all complete, you're like, but yeah, there's not really that much to show here, honestly. I really do want to clean this up, but just like, even just like the page turning, I'm pretty proud of how this one came out. Like, I really did something here. This is the one that I did on the 24-hour stream. So those of you that were there, or even the blinking, speaking of like 24-hour stream, we were talking about how we wanted Jago to blink. Here we go. There we go. The innocent blinking. But yeah, so this one was done on the 24-hour stream. I really enjoy this one. Maybe one day I'll clean it up. So for now, this is what it looks like, and we're gonna move on to the next one. Next and final animation is Saskia, and she is picking up her hair and putting it in a ponytail. Now, problem with this one, this is the file that's glitching. Maybe someone here that uses Procreate will be able to spot something that is going on because it is glitching right now. So you'll see that if I play the animation, I have all my sketches hidden and I only have the line art showing. However, when I play the animation, the sketches show up. For example, here, the sketch isn't showing up, but the thumbnail down here, the sketch shows. So like, for example, if I come here, you see that? If I come here, it'll just go away. I have no idea why it is doing this. And so when I go ahead and play it, it'll just, I have no idea why it's doing this. So I'm showing you this now. Hopefully, my animator, can I scroll through it? Will it be better if I scroll through it? No, it still shows. You know what we could do? I could actually go on Twitter. Okay, so here is the original in very awful web quality. So for this one, I really wanted to go kind of not all out, but like, I really wanted to do something with hands and like body gesture. And I thought that hair like would just be such a nice way, picking up hair would be a nice way, or excuse rather, to kind of move hands around and like do the flow of the hair as well as like angles of the face. I feel like it was just like a good action and I didn't really have to go that low in the body, just keep it like bust. And this actually ended up being more complicated than I thought, which I'm glad that it did because I feel like the hands, I had to use a mirror to like make sure that I was doing things right and to picture like how you hold a ponytail. And it was just really cool, like the way that the hands rotate. And the way that I ended up figuring this out was I ended up mirroring it. So that way when she did it again, I would just mirror stuff. And it's like, I don't know if this is exactly what animators do, but you know how like when they recycle frames, at least the digital ones, like you just mirror it. It's like, bro, I'm trying to save time. Like just mirror it, change the hand a little bit, and they're basically doing the same action. No one's gonna notice, like do the same action over and over. So this was the original sketch one. Let me see if I can find the cleaned up. So this is the cleaned up version. Here we go. I wanted to add color to this, but it was taking way too long because this animation has way too many frames. And so here you'll see, I kind of popped off on those hands. Like those hands look good. I really like took my time with those, and definitely you'll see here that a lot of these faces are mirrored, and even with mirroring the faces and sometimes the body angles as well, it still took so much time. And this isn't even like a smooth animation either. This is like, you can still tell it's like very like kind of rough. And it was just really fun to try to make everything coherent and flow. I really like the like rapid hand coming down with the little blur and stuff. Let me go back to Procreate. So here you'll see, I actually kind of tried to do sketch, but like a little bit more than sketch because I really wanted everything to be very, very readable. So like I even tried on the hands quite a bit to see what it would look like if I didn't just do really choppy like blocks. Even these are relatively clean, at least I would like to think so. Like I tried to get like good shots of the hands as well. But when it came to these, for example, you'll notice like later in the animation, I just take this and then I mirror it the other way when she does her ponytail on the other side. I really don't know why it's doing this. If anyone knows why it's glitching like that, please let me know in the comments. Like this, I really like these. This, like, when she starts like grabbing the ponytail and then she like holds it and then she has to pull the ponytail this way. Got the ponytail here and then she has to twist it to make the loop, and then she has to finalize the twist and then open it to grab the hair again and then bring it in. So these frames are mirrored from the other ones. You'll notice this is just mirrored. Like I already, same thing, except here, I think I I don't know if it was here that I opened the hand instead. Same thing, all mirrored, duplicated, edited a couple things here and there because obviously here her hair drops instead. So a lot of these are the same frames, kind of recycled, but like with edited things in between. And then here you'll see, hold that one for a bit, and then comes here, she blinks, which I thought was really fun, just like the double blink. And then she lowers her hands really fast. And then right before the smile, then the big smile there. So here, I had started, where did I start adding color? I think I added color to the last frame. And then I was like, maybe. I had it like this. And then when I started doing the colors of the rest of the frames, I was like, oh no, this is gonna take so long. Like this is way too much time. I really wanted to, but then I wondered, I don't know why this happens, but some of these lines, like when you take the color, so you'll notice, I don't know if you can see it here, but the lines get like thicker. Like, can you see that? And it's not like thicker with this color, because this color wouldn't make it thicker. It's just like why do they look fuller? Maybe an animator can help me in the comments as well. Oh my God, like why is it doing that? It like makes my lines less clean. I really don't know why. So that's one of the reasons also why I didn't do it. It just felt like the quality of my lines, I feel like in the first ones is where it's most obvious because I feel like these lines are much thinner. So like you'll see here, and then I add this and they just look like thicker. Like look how thick her nose looks compared to the lines here. I even added a white layer here because I didn't know if it was the color. And even when I do it with white, look, just white. I'm missing something. I'm 100% missing something that I'm not seeing. So yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I didn't add that. But this is my latest animation. Hopefully there will be more in the future, more refined. I'm definitely gonna experiment more. I would love to do an OFFcell trailer or something to music, just make some really badass animation, but I know that would take forever because these are literally 5-second animations that took me way too long. I think on average, all of them except this one took me to 1.5 to 2.5 hours. All of them except this one. This one took me a couple hours for sure. But yeah, all right. And that was the end for this animation. And that was it for today's video. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. This kind of content is really, really new for me. I just started animating, so a lot of the stuff here might not be very useful, but it was fun. So hopefully you got something out of it. And if you are an animator and it really pains you to watch me animate very horribly, your input and your comments are always very, very appreciated. So thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, all the links to the comic will be down below, social media, and where you can read it. It is 18+, so please police yourself. And I am currently on a mini hiatus working on creating the next chapters of the comic. So if you want to keep up with that, I do have an item in my shop where you can buy access to a private Twitter where I've been and will continue posting for the next couple months. Works in progress, behind the scenes art, concept art, sketches, everything from all the chapters being created. So if you're interested in that, I will leave the link in the description down below as well. Thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you guys next video. Bye.